On today's Wednesday Reads, how would you like to hear some advice and some stories from the social secretaries of former presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama? You know they have stories to tell. Well, they have teamed up for a new book on treating people well and doing it under some high-pressure circumstances. Here to talk more about it is our book critic, Gwen Reyes from freshfiction.com. This is not fiction. This is real stuff that happens.
This is real life.
And so social secretaries, for people who aren't aware, what do they handle in a White House?
So the social secretary, the best way to think about it is they handle everything that happens at the White House except for what happens in the Oval Office and in the press room. So if there is a state dinner going on, if there's a tour happening, if it's requiring that there's going to be firing and hiring of a new chef at the White House, this is the person that's in charge of that.
That's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
Okay, so this is especially timely, of course, because President Trump is conducting his first state visit by welcoming the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, right now, and they have this, elaborate dinner and so forth. This person would be very involved in that.
This person would be very involved. They would be working directly, because they are on the East Wing, so they're working directly with the First Lady to make sure everything is set, because that is basically the hostess of the entire event is the First Lady. So this makes their job even better by having somebody else take control of that. Okay,
so they're recounting some of their memories in here. Yes. Again, these are from the presidencies of Barack Obama and George W. Bush.
Yes.
What story stands out to you the most?
So Lieberman, who was the social secretary under George W. Bush, she had a really great story in here about having to throw out the translator for the president of China because she wasn't translating appropriately, and they couldn't and then at one point when they were trying to get her out, she pretended to not speak English, which makes for no sense because she is translating Mandarin or Cantonese to English.
Wow, and so there's a lot of awkwardness that goes on behind that. Didn't they actually, they like took her chair out?
Yeah, literally pushed her out of her chair, told the American translator to scoot in the moment, and the only thing that saved the day was the fact that the Hail to the Chief started playing at that moment, and the president and the Chinese president walked in at the same time.
Wow, so this is stuff that the cameras don't catch, these behind-the-scenes things. There were also some kind of interesting, funny tidbits in there about some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
Yes, because the whole thing in this, it's a nice balance in this book between talking about the stories from the White House, but also like how you handle people in your real world, like being civil. Listening is the most important thing. That's her biggest tip. But she also talked a lot about having to get yourself out of situations and conversations that you may not want to be in, or having to deal with theft at the White House. Because you come in and maybe you want to take a memento home with you. Maybe you want to take the fine china and the silver with you, and you're shoving it in your purses.
Jeez, you can't take the butter knife when you're at the White House dinner.
You cannot take the butter knife, no.
Very interesting read here. So again, check it out. The name of this again
is Treating People Well.
Treating People Well. A good read, and it's a short one if you like the shorter books.
It's like 120 pages. You'll get done in like an afternoon.
I love shorter books. Gwen, thanks for being on with us. Freshfiction.com. Always a good time on Wednesdays. All right.